The history of the Tournament of Champions has been brief but spectacular. There was high drama the first year as Phil Hellmuth fumed when Annie Duke won.
Oh my God, I won!
Last year, sparks continued to fly.
You're a punk.
Can you ever shut up?
What?
As Mike Matusow took down the final table. Now, this year's final table boasts a cast of characters that promise to deliver.
All I know is I got 12 you idiots to beat.
He's still in kindergarten.
The race is on for the $1 million first place prize.
You've got people like Daniel Negreanu, Gus Hansen, Mike Matusow. They're absolutely astonishing players.
I feel like I got a rush coming up.
10 top pros will stop at nothing to win it.
You know, I got chips and I'm bobbing and I'm leaving. I feel like I'm at home.
Especially the reigning champion.
Defense. Defense. That's what it's all about.
Will another pro claim this title?
Yeah, that's me.
Or will Mike the Mouth make it 2 in a row?
I have only one goal in mind, and it's called back-to-back.
Welcome to the 2006 Tournament of Champions, presented by Sobe Adrenaline Rush. This illustrious event has drawn a huge crowd to the Rio Poker Room, and everyone in this room is ready to watch this high-powered, star-studded final table get down to business. 10 top players remain, each looking to take home the coveted Tournament of Champions trophy and the $1 million first place prize.
Hello everybody, I'm Lon McCarron along with Norman Chad. In the 2 years of this event, the outstanding poker was nearly eclipsed by the verbal fireworks surrounding the table. Eventually, 2 worthy champions were crowned, Annie Duke, then Mike Matusow. Now Mike the Mouth is in great shape to go back-to-back.
There are 2 poker games to watch tonight, Mike Matusow against the others and Mike against himself. He can be brilliant and he can blow up. So while he has to worry about the big stacks of Daniel Negreanu and Andrew Black, the biggest threat to Mike the Mouth sometimes is Mike the Mouth.
Mike Matusow survived himself and the rest of the field to capture last year's $1 million top prize. Andrew Black is Mike's biggest roadblock at this final table tonight as the dominating chip leader.
I'm happy when the sucker has the chips.
I'm no sucker, Andrew says. I'm a Buddhist.
10 players are left, only 9 will get paid. Andrew Black leads with more than twice the number of chips as second place Daniel Negreanu. Matusow's in 5th place. Gus Hansen and Chris Reslock, the 2 short stacks.
I might be out next time with a Mike Matusow blow-up.
You're in a bad seat. You deal with crazy and crazier.
Daniel referring to him and Andrew, the 2 big stacks to Matusow's left.
Chris Jesus Ferguson qualified for this Tournament of Champions by winning a World Series circuit event. He will get out of the way. Others fold over to Daniel Negreanu. Daniel with 5-3 suited.
I think Daniel calls ahead for suited connectors anytime he plays.
He will limp in the blinds at 2 and 4,000. Now to our chip leader, Andrew Black with pocket 9s.
You may recall Andrew turned to Buddhism in 1997 after he was knocked out of the main event and stopped playing poker for a while.
And Andrew's going to raise it up to 16,000 with the pocket 9s. Over to Gus Hansen. He'll play any 2 cards, but those are nice cards. Ace-King.
Pushes all in with those big, strong arms.
With his final 74,000, he's all in. Now action on Daniel Bergsdorf, who made the 2005 main event final table. He gets out of the way.
See what happened, raise my blind?
And the aggressive Keto fan says, don't raise my blind, but he folds. As does Negranu.
It is 58,000 more. 58.
Go.
Said call.
He said call, Lon.
And Black does make the call for the 58,000, and that means Gus Hansen is at risk of being the first player knocked off this final table.
And the first player knocked off today will not get paid, so Gus in danger of going home with bupkis.
Now the flop, Black with a slight lead. 8 deuce 3, Black's 2 9s are still best.
A couple of years ago, People magazine named Gus sexiest poker player alive. Uh-huh.
A queen on the turn, no help to Gus Hansen. He's got 1 card left perhaps in his tournament.
Gus Hansen's going to need an ace or a king, or he will go home without a paycheck.
River card is a jack of hearts. Andrew Black wins a hand. Gus Hansen eliminated from this Tournament of Champions in 10th place. The chip leader gets that much healthier.
That's what you get for putting your money in bad.
Andrew Black adding to his chip lead here at this final table, reminiscent of his chip lead at the 2005 main event.
He's going to need every one of them.
Don't worry.
That's right. I got to get well ahead. I got to get so far ahead.
Black
It's
gave up that
ridiculous.
big chip lead he had at that main event.
Well, you were that far ahead of the World Series, I didn't think you can lose. So, I mean, anything.
You played great the whole of the World Series. Actually, the more I think about it, no one has ever played as well as you.
They never
Really,
do.
no. Over that kind of period of time. And also for you, it was the best you'd ever played. So it was the best anyone ever played, and it was the best
Why don't
you'd
you
ever
just
played.
shut the up, man?
It was amazing. Sorry, am I upsetting you, Mike? I don't mean to upset you.
Mike the Mouth doesn't take a compliment well. I think he's more comfortable being insulted.
Got to admit, he did play well in that World Series. $1 million to our winner and several ways to make this field of 27.
Yeah, we had the 12 circuit winners from the past year, the 9 players who made the 2005 main event final table, and 6 sponsor exemptions.
Action on 28-year-old Daniel Bergsdorf from Sweden, King.
Daniel worked once at IKEA and also has worked as a forklift operator.
He raised it up to $15,000. Action on Daniel Negranu. Suited cards again, Queen 10.
Negranu once worked one day as a telemarketer. It's the only time he ever had legitimate work.
Negranu made the call. The rest of the table folds, so these two will go to the flop. Bergsdorf with his kings has a big lead. The flop is 9, Jack, 8, and that is a flop nut straight for Negranu.
And Daniel just sitting there looking like he's waiting for his car to be washed.
Bergsdorf now will bet with his kings. Comes out with 20,000, seeing 300 cards on the board.
Bergsdorf takes a step down a bad road with that bet.
Negranu is going to raise it up 30,000 more. And what's going through Bergsdorf's mind?
Well, as you said, he had to like that flop because there are 3 cards under his pocket kings.
Hold on.
And he moves all in. Over 184,000 more chips.
Is he all in? I call.
Negranu makes the call and a chance for a big
I'm there.
bounty.
You flip the nuts?
We're going to see the hands. Here's a Queen 10. That's great.
Bergsdorf is deflated.
Yeah, through those sunglasses, Daniel Bergsdorf sees the darkness.
So Negranu with a good chance to pick up a lot of chips.
Bergsdorf needs runner for quad kings, a full house, or a straight.
Now the turn is an
No,
8.
don't
That
do it.
pairs the board.
Scare me like that. Come on, don't do it. 4, 8 or a king. I wanted just a 3, no sweat.
Bergsdorf with a 4-outer now. He needs a king or an 8 for a full house, or he is eliminated.
River card now. It's a 7. And that gives a scare to Negranu, but will not do it for Bergsdorf. Knocked out in 9th place, he will win $25,000 from this Tournament of Champions.
What a flop, man. Guy got kings, nothing you can do.
When you said, did he say all in? I just...
Yeah, it's like yummy, right? You say, did he say all in? All in.
Music to Daniel's ears.
The 2006 World Series of Poker Tournament of Champions is presented by Soviet Adrenaline Rush, sustained energy for nonstop living, and in part by PartyPoker.net, the world's largest poker school. And Degree for Men protects men who take risks. The World Series of Poker Tournament of Champions presented by Soviet Adrenaline Rush.
27 players played in the Tournament of Champions.
I don't think I ever played this tight in my life.
Among them were many of the game's top pros.
That's a bit more interesting.
Each vying for a piece of the $2 million free roll prize pool.
I have miles to go before I sleep.
But this exclusive field proved too tough for most players to navigate.
Look, gentlemen.
And only the best of the best landed a seat at tonight's prestigious final table.
I was pretty impressed.
Some of the players who participated in the Tournament of Champions but didn't make it to the final table here at the Rio are watching in the crowd. There you see 2005 main event winner Joseph Hashem.
I can never make denim work.
Across the way is the man Hashem beat heads up to take that title, Steve Dannenman.
Well, I hope Mike wins again.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Because he'll blow all the money back in the poker community instead of saving it.
Mike has been known to do that, but he's got a long way to go to win this thing.
I know that you know that I know. That's why no matter how many chips you got, you can't win, because I know everything.
You know, I'm like thinking about it. If I did lose to you, it would be cause for quitting poker.
I told you.
That would be cause for
Don't
quitting.
worry, man. I already got a doctor lined up for you, man, to make sure you don't kill yourself.
got some cocktails for me?
For someone to actually say that they know everything would imply to me
Why
that they
don't you
may
mess
be...
with him a little bit? Leave me alone. I'm not even talking to you.
Yeah, but he doesn't stand up like a target as much as you do.
Andrew Black's a third wheel here. These two work a roadshow alone.
Well, Andrew Black may have found a way inside Matusow's head. Scary.
It is.
And the whole cards of chip leader Andrew Black blocked by a very elaborate card protector. But he'll raise it up to $16,500. Taquito Pham, Jack 3, 35 years old from Dallas, owns some dental businesses there in Dallas.
Keto put a really bad beat on Joe Hashem en route to winning his World Series circuit title in Las Vegas.
I'm all in.
And Keto's going to move all in.
Why?
Wow. Over 131,000 chips.
Jack 3 offsuit. Why?
Keto is aggressive.
Well, there's aggressive, Lon, but there's also absurd.
Black calls him.
You got me this time.
Well, let's see what Andrew Black's cards are. Ace-7 suited. He does have Pham, but Pham's got 2 live cards.
Just about anything was going to beat Jack 3 offsuit.
So Keto at risk of being knocked out by our chip leader.
I told you after the third time I would move all in.
That's why he called.
Yeah.
You probably shouldn't have told him, Keto.
It's not over yet.
That all-in was preposterous. It reminds me of one of my wedding proposals. Just not enough upside to put that much money on the line.
Here's the flop. King, deuce, king. That misses Keto Pham. Andy Black's ace in the hole keeps him in the lead.
The good news for Keto there is he still has 2 live cards he could hit.
Turn card is a 7, gives Black a pair of 7s and leaves Keto with slim hope.
Yeah, now Keto has only 1 live card he can hit. He will need a jack and a jack only, or he is going home.
River card now is a 10, and Keto Pham is going home. The chip leader knocks him off. Keto Pham will win $25,000 for his 8th place finish. And how about Andy Black? Our chip leader knocks off another player.
Nice hand there. Well, how many chips you got now? Like about 1.4 million?
I have no idea. You know how much I need to make sure I win these things?
2.7 million.
Yeah, right. What did you have last time? 98% of the chips or something?
No, I've got ahead of that. About 33 or something like that.
Oh.
Well, when Andrew gets 2.7 million, he's got a 1. That's all the chips in play. He is the dominant chip leader right now. He told us he has to guard against getting complacent with a chip lead. It leads to destruction. There's our favorite Atlantic City taxi driver, Chris Reslock. Pocket deuces.
Okay.
Chris will raise it up to 16,000.
Reslock, the short stack, he won his circuit event right at home in Atlantic City.
Action folds around to our chip leader, Andy Black, with pocket 4s.
Black had 35% of the chips when we were down to 6-handed at the 2005 main event, and he could not seal the deal.
Oh, yeah? So it's 11,000 more to me, is it?
Black was in the big blind. This would seem to be an automatic call, and he does.
Indeed he will. So Black and Reslock to the flop. Reslock in big trouble with his pocket deuces.
All right, fill me in 16,000.
Andy Black with the 2 4s. To the flop we go, and there's a deuce, a set of deuces for the short-stacked Reslock. Black checks.
All in.
And of course, he goes all in with the 3 deuces and the short stack.
There's no reason for Reslock to wait with only 34,000 left. And if you didn't put your sunglasses on, you wouldn't have to take them off. Am I right or am I right, Lon?
You are right, Norman Chad.
You wouldn't have ace-king, would you?
Does that man look like he's got ace-king? Put your sunglasses back on, Andy Black.
Call.
He makes a call, 34,000 more.
Just slightly better than ace king.
That's an understated cabbie.
And Black, looking for his 3rd straight knockout, is going to have to come from behind.
Wow, I thought I was winning then when he turned over the deuces.
All in.
All right, so Reslock all in and way ahead as we go to the turn card. Turn card is another deuce. Quads for Reslock.
Now you know the kind of hand I've been waiting for.
Good hand.
And that will give Chris Reslock the hand.
Reslock still doesn't have many chips to stack.
Just over 100,000. He got the extra right out from under the chip leader.
Oh, well, not to worry. Buttermere flesh wounds.
Buttermere flesh wound.
Flesh wound to you guys.
You got plenty of those.
Stabbing in the heart to some of us.
Black says it's just a flesh wound, but giving those chips away to Chris Reslock definitely got under Andy Black's skin. Back at the Rio, the Tournament of Champions presented by Sobe Adrenaline Rush has 7 players left, including 1989 World Series bracelet winner Mike Sexton. And in honor of my WPT announcer counterpart, he's got Big Slick.
Mike was the creator of the original Tournament of Champions years ago. This is the newfangled version.
He raised it up to 16,000. Action folds over to Mike Matusow. Matusow with a jack and a mystery card.
No, I think it was a Jack 10.
You think so?
Yes.
All right. We'll see.
Raise.
Raise.
Matusow, whatever that other card is, says he's going to raise it up. There's the call, and he makes it 35,000 more.
Yeah, if I had Jack 10 in that spot, I would raise 35,000.
You're sure it's Jack 10?
I'm positive.
All in.
And Mike Sexton comes back over the top, moves all in.
Well, Sexton says he has learned from watching the young players on the World Poker Tour, be aggressive.
This would be for all of Matusow's chips.
Well, unless Mike's got Jack, I don't think this is a call he can make.
And Matusow will give it up.
Who didn't know that? He's trying to pull the Matusow.
Sexton will take the pot with that aggression you were talking about.
Yep. He tried his move again. It didn't work. You know, his re-raise move.
I told you you had 8 deuce.
Hey, Mike, I don't want to break this to you, but this is like a poker tournament. It's like you see flops, you play poker, there's all this play here. It's pretty interesting, huh? You like that, huh?
Is he talking to himself?
Mike Sexton is the announcer, but
You
Mike
like that, huh,
Matusow
Mikey?
is the mouth.
What are you yelling at Mikey for?
That's what I'd like to know. I mean, what have I done?
The only thing I know is if there's a doubt in my mind, my hand ain't good.
He just bluffs his money out. That is what is otherwise known as the Matusow blow up. I'm gonna donate some more chips to the guy because he's gonna call me anyway. So I figured I'll give him some more on the way out. Mike, give him an extra 40,000.
I figure whenever you have an opportunity to listen to some reasonable advice, you should take it.
Listen, if I thought the guy could play a lick, I'd listen to him.
I mean, what have you got to lose?
As always, Matusow and Negranu giving each other a hard time. And when you watch these two interact at a poker table, you would have a very difficult time believing that they actually like each other.
Daniel Negreanu is my hero.
Mike Matusow's a buddy of mine. Most people wouldn't know that.
We're good friends. I hate you. Me and Daniel have a lot of fun.
I have one thing to say, boys.
Blibbity blabbity, blibbity blibbity.
We are who we are, on camera or off camera.
Y'all better just watch out.
What you get out of me and Daniel are 2 very good friends that like to make each other bleed in a poker game.
I don't have to worry about blowing up. I never get dealt anything.
That never stopped you before. And Mike's a guy I can take in small doses because his mouth will not stop.
God shall give it, and God shall taketh away.
He starts almost every sentence with, all I know is,
All I know is,
all I know is, all I know is. He doesn't know very much.
my feelings are getting hurt.
If you want to go into a poker-induced war, I'm going to come out on top.
I would own his dog, his house, everything. Son, you'll never learn.
Believe me, I know everything he does at a poker table.
I'm just trying to pick my spot to bust you, that's all.
When you know when you're going to deal with Mike, it's going to be an exhausting day.
Shut up, man.
Mike Matusow told me to be quiet. Yes! Trumped him. Gotcha.
That's what I say to that.
Daniel says the way to beat Mike is to let him bluff you once, then eventually the mouth will blow up.
Well, the old Mike would have just shoved in there. But the new Mike's got no heart.
How many new Mikes are there?
Well, this new Mike played pretty tight throughout this tournament, and it got him here to the final table. Now to our chip leader, Andrew Black, with pocket queens.
Raise.
Raise.
Black says he's going to raise it up. Makes it 17,000 to go. Ferguson folds. Darrell Dicken folds. Action over to Daniel Negreanu. Negranu with 5-4 of hearts. He would say that's his neighborhood.
Lon, that is from the Daniel Negreanu signature collection of suited connector starting hands.
Cost him 12,000 more to call, and he does call.
Lon, look, he whistles when he has suited connectors. I got him.
Black has the big lead going to the flop. The flop is 6-10-5. Black and his pocket queens keep the lead. Daniel Negreanu got a pair of fives.
Yeah.
Daniel and Andrew quite friendly at the table. They like each other's sensibilities.
Both check to the turn. It's a deuce. Negranu picked up a straight draw. He checks again. And Black will bet 20,000.
He's betting 20,000 to a pot of 35,000. I don't think that's going to shake Daniel.
Indeed, Daniel will make the call. Didn't cost him much to stay in the hand. Black with a 4-1 advantage going to the river card. And the river is a 3, and there it is, Negranu with another straight.
Daniel has his straight mojo going tonight.
And Daniel will come out with 40,000 chips.
Call.
And Black calls with the queens.
Andrew says call.
And sees the straight. Daniel Negreanu takes down the pot.
Straight's working.
Andrew Black sort of gift wrapped that one for Daniel. He checked the flop and then just a small bet on the turn.
Can't believe what he saw on the river.
What do you want me to do?
I know.
I had a hand.
I know.
Another flesh wound for Black, but the psychological damage done by Negranu could be a worse injury. Welcome back to the Rio.
It's hard to keep Jesus down. He keeps coming back. He keeps coming back. You think Jesus is down? He's coming back.
Chris Jesus Ferguson naturally has his own following here in Las Vegas. We've not only seen that he's a great poker player, but Chris has also shown us many of his other talents, whether he's explaining game theory, cutting objects with playing cards, or cutting a rug. But Jesus isn't the only player at this table who knows his way around a dance floor.
When I used to go to California to play in the poker tournaments over there, I would go out to the swing dance clubs. And when I went out a time or two, I ran into Chris Ferguson.
Mike's an amazing dancer. He's in the Shag Dancing Hall of Fame, so that should say a lot about him.
Chris is a little freelance style dancing. He's very innovative on the dance floor. I give him credit for that, and he moves pretty good. He puts some moves in there that others might not, but fun to watch.
I don't swing dance as much as I used to, so I just go out there and throw in whatever I feel like and have fun.
It's entertaining, it's good exercise, and I enjoy it. One thing I'll always believe as long as I live is that people who dance enjoy life more than those who don't.
Ironically, Ferguson is more of an instinctive dancer, while Mike Sexton is more of a mathematical dancer. By the way, when Jesus won the main event in 2000, Sexton finished 12th that year.
How much you start the day with? 210?
220. 213.
Plenty.
I made one mistake. But re-res Mike.
They're talking about Matusow's laydown to Sexton's all in.
I happened to be watching him before.
He had like queens or something.
And I saw weakness on his hand, and it was.
I thought he had 2 queens.
He looked at his cards real fast and looked.
You didn't have nothing, right? Huh? No, I didn't think you had any.
Jack 10. I Jack 10.
Yeah.
I told you he had Jack 10. I'm an analyst, not a dancer.
You were right. All right, Chris Ferguson will start the action with pocket sixes. Famous for that statue-like pose before making a decision at the poker table. He says often he knows what he's going to do quickly, but he analyzes everything very carefully before committing any chips.
Well, it certainly works for him. Jesus has made 25 World Series final tables.
Negranu with ace-4 of clubs.
Jesus and Daniel play 2 different games, and they both work. Jesus is more mathematical, and Daniel relies more heavily on reading other people.
As Sexton folds, we have Ferguson, Negranu going to the flop.
Straight.
Daniel looking for the straight again.
I hope I can say straight.
And here we go to the flop. It is ace, deuce, 9.
Well, that's not going to do it.
But Daniel pairs his ace.
That's not going to do it if he's looking for a straight, probably, but pairing the ace is pretty good.
A check from Ferguson, a check back from Negranu. And it's a 4 aces up for Daniel now.
Ferguson always an economy of motion.
Stuck with his small pair. He'll check. And Daniel will bet it. Daniel makes it 18,000.
And that's only 18,000 into a pot of 40. This is similar to the way Andrew Black played that hand earlier against Daniel. That bet is almost inviting a call from Chris Ferguson.
And Chris Ferguson reaching for chips, and he will oblige Daniel with a call. So now Negranu with a big advantage going to the river. The river card is another 4, full house now for Negranu, and that gives him the check mark. Ferguson checks. Daniel will bet. Makes it 50,000.
Well, Jesus often will take his sunglasses off when the only action left is his. I believe the only other time he takes the shades off is when he showers.
All right, well, Ferguson now deciding whether or not he wants to commit more chips, but no, indeed, he'll fold, and Negranu will take the pot with a full house. And Ferguson will dance that one around in his mind.
I want to show, but I can't show.
Daniel Hefner.
What did I have, Mike?
4-5.
4-5?
Hearts.
He has one of my cards correct. That's pretty impressive.
I thought he had 5-6, actually.
5-6? Andrew, you're sitting right next to him. Just sneak a peek.
$2 million prize pool, $1 million to our winner.
And this tournament was a free roll.
What's a free roll?
Well, anytime we eat dinner together, for instance, you are on a free roll.
And thank you. Daniel Negreanu was one of our circuit winners. He has pocket nines. Negranu raises it up to 15,000. He was the chip leader right up into the last moments of the previous day when Andy Black took it over. Chris Ferguson, another circuit winner, folds to Daryl Dicken, also a World Series of Poker circuit winner with pocket fives.
Dicken, an internet legend nicknamed Gigabet, used to play 10 or 15 hours a day.
Cost him 12,000 more. He makes the call. Matusow with King 10 in the big blind. And Matusow will join the party and make the call. Three-way flop. Negranu leads with his pocket nines. A flop 10-4 ace. Matusow gets the best of that, pairing his 10. That's his mom, Gloria, and his brother, Scott, on the left.
Everyone now with a pair. Matusow, though, in a dominant position.
All three players check to the turn. Another ace. Ace is up for all three, but Matusow's 10s have him way ahead. Dicken checks. Matusow now with 21,000 into the pot.
I can't believe Daniel forgot he had pocket nines.
Daniel will make the call.
He'll call his buddy, and Dicken will get out of the way.
So Matusow with a big lead over Negranu. These two go to the river. Negranu looking for a lot of help, way behind. River card is another ace. A full boat for both of them, but again, Matusow's 10s make the difference. He bet 16,000.
Guess you got a 10.
Daniel calls it out and pays it off.
Daniel's aces over nines comes up short to Matusow's aces over 10s. And Matusow gets a pot.
All right, Mikey!
It's about time, man.
And the defending Tournament of Champions winner is no doubt thinking the exact same thing.
Right.
The World Series of Poker Tournament of Champions presented by SoBe Adrenaline Rush.
Irishman Andrew Black, king of the table with 20 million chips.
Go.
Andrew Black takes a big blow to his stack early.
All in. Go.
Wow, another huge hit to Andrew Black. One card to come. Perhaps in Black's tournament life, he's already putting the coat on. And a sudden end to Andrew Black's day.
This is an immense disappointment.
Andrew says he wasn't ready to win last year, says he hadn't worked hard enough. After he finished 14th in the 1997 main event, he dropped out of poker. This time he has redoubled his efforts to play better.
So far, so good for Andrew Black at this Tournament of Champions. Still the chip leader. He started just over 1 million chips, has fallen back just a little bit. Chris Ferguson is now the short stack at this table. Daniel Negreanu still in second, picking up some ground on our chip leader.
You know what's going to happen, Mike. Listen, you know this is going to happen. Let's just be honest.
I got you all set up. Don't worry.
Eventually, you're going to get fed up, and eventually you're going to make the play. You're going to make the big blow up. Then you're going to be upset at yourself for a couple weeks. You'll be fine. You'll gear up again, and you'll keep doing it. It's a cycle thing. I mean, it's not like it's not going to change all of a sudden, unless you make this, make the first step. Come to my school.
Eventually, the horseshoe's going to fall out of your butt, and you're going to quit getting all your money in debt, and then you're going to be a nobody.
Hollywood is always making buddy comedies. Why not Kid Poker and Mike the Mouth?
Like, he has got a point there, Daniel, actually.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Thank you.
He's got
And he's playing both sides of the fence now.
He's a smart politician.
Daryl Dicken with ace-8 offsuit. He folds. Over to Matusow.
I don't think there are any buddy comedies in Daryl Dicken's future.
Mike with ace-3 of hearts. And he will make the call.
It's got to be tough for Mike to have Daniel to his left, and it's got to be tough for Daniel to have the big stack Andy Black to his left.
Well, Negranu picks up pocket kings. And he'll limp in. The blinds at 3 and 6,000. Ace-king for Andrew Black, our chip leader. Will raise it up to 45,000.
That's a quiet announcer over there in the corner.
Table folds back over to Mike Matusow, who gets out of the way. Now Negranu with the raise to him.
Raise.
He's going to re-raise it.
He had originally limped in with those big kings, and now he's putting the pressure on.
Negranu makes it 200,000 more.
I'm all in.
And Andrew re-raises all in.
Call.
And Negranu with his kings will make the call, and this makes it the degree all-in moment. Daniel at risk, but way ahead with his pocket kings.
Daniel shows pocket king.
And bad news for Andrew Black.
Andrew Black shows ace king.
I had an ace.
You had an ace?
I had ace
Oh my
8.
God.
I had ace 8.
If I'm Andrew Black, I am feeling tortured. He's all in against the only player who can dent his big stack and against one of the only hands that could have him dominated.
And the news gets worse. There's only one king and one ace left in the deck.
This is not how I envisioned it.
No, it's terrible.
I think they both envisioned they would go heads up, but not this soon.
Here we go to the flop. It is deuce 9 queen, 2 spades for Black, but not much more.
Daniel all in, still in great shape. Andrew is in for most of his chips.
I think Andrew Black right now bemoaning that fact. Turn card is a 10. Negranu's kings still lead, but a straight draw for Andrew Black now.
Yeah, Daniel shakes his head as he sees that straight draw come up on the board.
Andrew, the Buddhist, looking for some poker justice from above.
Well, I'd look towards the dealer. You got a better shot there. Black can knock out Negranu with an ace or a jack.
The river is a 7. Negranu earns the degree. Check mark. Doubles through the chip leader to become the chip leader.
Well done.
And a lot of Andrew's chips going to shift right over to his right.
That whole big stack, 70% of Andrew's chips now go to Daniel Negreanu.
And what's going on inside Andrew's head right now, that's tricky business.
Oops.
It's all right. You're not dead yet, buddy.
What?
You're not dead yet. I still see us getting heads up.
Considering what's happened so far, getting heads up would be nirvana for this poker-playing Buddhist.
The Degree All-In Moment is brought to you by Degree for Men. Protects men who take risks.
Back at the Rio, Andrew Black trying to shake off that loss to Negranu.
Andy Black blow up.
Old Andy Black saying those things.
That's why I'm doing this.
The Andy Black blow-up doesn't sound as lyrical or poetic as the Mike Matusow blow-up.
But the result is just as deadly for both of them at the poker table. Action now continues on Chris Reslock, sitting in the middle of the pack right now with his chip stack. He folds to Chris Ferguson. Ferguson with pocket sixes again. And Jesus is going to move all in his last 91,000 into the pot.
Chris Ferguson doesn't blow up. He just runs out of chips sometimes.
Darrell Dicken with pocket eights.
Dicken doesn't have that many more chips than Jesus.
I'm all in.
He moves all in. Ferguson now at risk. Rest of the table folds. So it will be Ferguson with his sixes trailing the eights of Dicken.
The well is dry.
Jesus in a lot of trouble, the former world champion, against the internet champion of sorts.
Okay, Jesus, let's go.
The choir looking for some salvation for their man. And Jesus will need a lot of help. On the ropes, Dicken leads with his eights against the pocket sixes of Chris Ferguson.
Ferguson hoping to add the TOC title to his 5 World Series bracelets.
And now our flop. Deuce, queen, 9, no help to Chris Ferguson. The eights of Daryl Dicken are still best.
Absolutely no draw now for Jesus. He's only looking for a 6 at this point.
And now the turn card. It's an ace. Ferguson, 1 card from elimination.
And for Chris Ferguson, he's looking for just 1 card. Jesus is going to need a 6 and a 6 only, or his TOC is over.
And now the river card. It's a 4. Chris Ferguson has been eliminated from this Tournament of Champions.
Good job so far.
He'll go out in 7th place and take home $50,000 in this free roll. Daryl Dicken knocks off superstar Chris Ferguson.
Slow day for Ferguson here. Never got anything going.
Thank you.
Jesus going over to his people.
Hey, I got a fan club over here.
The problem with 2 6s is if you'd have got a set, you'd have 6, 6, 6. You know, it's like swimming upstream.
Who's more powerful? Come on.
Well, Jesus always has time for his fans, giving out a souvenir autograph, but a player's favorite souvenir would have to be a flushie. And the annual awarding of these honors is the subject of this edition of the Nets. Take it away, Norman.
Back by popular demand, well, back anyway, it's the Flushies, the awards for the other side of poker. The best thing about the World Series of Poker is the way that it brings people together.
This is milk, this is cookies.
Where else could you find a welder mingling with a top pro?
Wendell plays friendly poker.
A heavyweight champ with a lightweight challenger. And a 6'8" celeb with a 5'1" master.
I pick up men, I thank the Academy.
But when it comes to the spirit of unity, few could match serial hugger John Gale. He hugs you when you win. He hugs you when you lose. Heck, he even hugged me, and that alone gets him a flushie for best hugger. As always, at this year's World Series, people wanted to make a statement. Some did it with their play. Others did it with fashion. And more did it through song.
Young and sweet.
Some songs were good.
Why not take all of me?
Some were bad.
Old Man River.
Some, well, you couldn't even understand.
Hago siempre lo que quiero.
And then there was the singular Prahlad Friedman, who gave us a rap that sounded like crap.
Poker is fun for everyone.
Sorry, Prahlad, you get the flushie for worst song of the year. The high stakes can bring high stress, which often leads to fireworks at the poker table.
How could you put me in with King Jack?
And you know this was a banner year for bad behavior when Phil Hellmuth's antics were actually considered mild.
Are you kidding me?
Some exchanges got as prickly as a desert cactus.
Hey, don't be
Take a walk.
And Jeffrey Lissandro discovered that Prahlad Friedman's words are tough to take even when he's not rapping.
You're behaving like an idiot.
I'm acting like an idiot, all right?
You gonna stop? Are you gonna stop?
I don't trust you, sir.
I'll take your head off, buddy.
They never kissed or even made up, and now they can fight over their flushie. And with that, Prahlad Friedman becomes the first to ever win 2 flushies in 1 year. Congratulations, Prahlad, on your groundbreaking achievement.
Norman, I have mixed emotions about your hug with John Gale. While I can't believe you did it, I'm at the same time curiously jealous.
Okay, next hand, Skippy.
The cards have been dealt. Daryl Dicken with ace-5 of diamonds.
Dicken shot pool for income for 6 years before he turned to poker. Now he says, playing online, I have seen more hands than anyone else.
And he says that gives him an advantage even over the most experienced pros at this table. He raises it up to 20,000. Action folds around the table to Mike Sexton, a very accomplished poker player over the last 25 years. King 5 of spades from the big blind.
Sexton is donating half of his winnings here to charity.
He makes the call, cost him 12,000 more. Dicken will have the big advantage going to the flop. The flop is 4, King 4. Sexton hit his king, but 2 more diamonds for Dicken. Sexton checks. Dicken with just the flush draw. He'll make a bet, and he'll bet 28,000.
Daryl describes himself as very aggressive online, almost to the point of being maniacal. This is just aggressive.
Raise.
Sexton is going to raise it up. It makes it 100,000, and that would be for almost all of Daryl Dicken's chips. So big decision to Dicken.
All in.
And he moves all in. It would cost Sexton 28,000 more.
All right, I call.
And Sexton will make the call and put Dicken at risk.
The thing is, Lon, because Sexton is an announcer, he can see the other player's hole cards. That's a big advantage.
No,
that was an easy call for him.
All right, so advantage to Mike Sexton. Action now on Daryl Dicken. Dicken looking for help here on the turn.
Dicken all in.
And now the turn card. It's another 4. Sexton now with a full house.
And because of that full house,
back, I guess. I think the card
the flush
back.
now is a moot point. Sexton in control. To stay alive, Dicken needs an ace for a higher full house, or if a 4 hits for quad 4s on the board, Dicken's ace kicker would win.
River card is a deuce. Sexton will win the hand, so the old school poker pro takes out the new school internet poker whiz. Dicken out in 6th place, wins $75,000, and the 89 bracelet winner, Mike Sexton, makes a little noise of his own at this challenging final table.
The 2006 World Series of Poker Tournament of Champions is presented by Soviet Adrenaline Rush, sustained energy for non-stop living, and in part by PartyPoker.net, the world's largest poker school, and Degree for Men protects men who take risks.
Welcome back to the Rio. We have 5 players left, all vying for the $1 million top prize in this Tournament of Champions.
This guy over there is an announcer, and he doesn't talk at the table? You tell me.
Chris Reslock folds over to Mike Matusow.
My boy Daniel.
Matusow with a jack, at least. Again, being coy.
He's pooping it.
I think he has Jack 10 again.
Suited connectors for Daniel.
Oh, baby. How much?
19.
I did. That I did.
Matusow raised it to 19,000, and Negranu made the call.
I call.
He's supposed to be whistling with suited connectors.
I thought you had him read.
Yeah, like that's my first misread.
Ooh, baby, this could be it, buddy. This could be the one. Careful, careful.
Negranu needling his friend. The flop, 8 jack deuce, all clubs. Mike makes top pair. Daniel hits middle pair.
I'm all in.
How much? All in.
All in.
Count your money.
Well, Matusow turning up the heat.
Count that money.
Daniel auditioning for the new game show. Count that money.
134.
Okay. Let's decipher Mike's hand together. King of clubs, queen of diamonds? Is that you?
Possibly. Wrong answer.
No. Okay. Jack, queen offsuit.
Wrong answer.
He gets one more try.
Absolutely nothing.
You got it!
I don't believe you. How much is it?
134.
Daniel's trying to figure out if this is the Matusow blow-up he predicted.
Yikes. All right, Mikey, you take it.
He folds.
He had it right the second time, though.
Yeah. Oh, I got it right. Jack queen. Nice. What a lay down with my pair of 8s. Jack queen. I got you. I got you. I called it second time.
That guy is amazing.
It took me 2 this time, but I got it.
Daniel sometimes is just positively
I had
unearthly.
king queen, then I went jack queen. I was a little off.
I guess I flopped as big as I could flop, right?
You got me crushed. I had an 8.
I'm not gonna start playing like a madman all of a sudden.
Really?
I mean, I might. I've been known to do that, but I'm gonna try not to.
Good luck.
All right, with 5 players left to this Tournament of Champions, you see Daniel Negreanu has a chip lead of almost $1 million over second place Mike Sexton. Andrew Black, who had the big chip lead at the start of this final table, is now the short stack. Is Andrew Black panicking at this point, or are we way beyond that, Norman?
He's got to be fidgety at this point. And I'm telling you, I do not trust an announcer who never talks.
The whole cards of Black.
Raise.
King 9 of diamonds, worthy of a raise. He'll make it 22,000. Sexton folds back to his conservative ways. Matusow with pocket kings.
Now, this is a guy who's not an announcer, and he never shuts up.
How much you have left, Andrew?
Not a lot. 91.
That plus his original 22,000 chip raise gives Andrew 113,000 total. Matusow will raise it to 100,000 total, nearly putting Andrew Black all in. Negranu folds.
Now, see, Mike Sexton should lean over and tell Andrew to fold because Mike knows what everybody has. But Sexton won't say a peep.
Wow.
Does Black want to risk it all now?
Okay.
And everything does go into the pot.
Oops, again.
It'll cost Matusow 13,000 more. There'll be no doubt that Andrew Black will be all in and dominated.
How much?
113,000.
Why, Andrew? Why?
You were so far ahead.
So Andrew Black, once the dominant chip leader, is way behind with his tournament life on the line.
Andrew staring at a repeat of his 05 main event final table where he was chip leader and then finished 5th. He was chip leader here, again looking to finish 5th.
Diamonds!
Daniel rooting against his buddy Matusow.
I don't blame you for rooting against me, because you know if you have to play me head up, you can't win.
Blah, blah, blah.
Like Daniel said.
Come on, let's have a miracle.
That's about all that's going to help Andrew. Flop is 5, queen, 4, and 2 diamonds for black. That'll make Matusow sweat.
I hate poker.
Well, at the moment, I think Andrew Black hates it a little more. He still has no hand, and if he doesn't improve, he's going to have no chips.
This is about the best spot you could have been in.
You think he could have hoped for anything better?
Now the turn card, queen of spades, no help to black, but he still has some outs.
Check that one off for Mikey.
Black is running out of time for those outs. And right now, Andrew Black doesn't even want to look.
I feel like the deuce of hearts.
Andrew Black's going to need a diamond on the river, or his Tournament of Champions is over.
They just never make it easy on me.
And now the river card.
Black.
It's a 10 of clubs. Matusow wins it.
In action! We're back in action, boys!
Andrew Black eliminated.
We're back in action! We're back in
And the defending champ has some chips to play with.
The only good thing
The mouth quite light on his feet there, huh?
And Andrew Black has to wonder where it all went wrong.
Well done, Mike.
He overplayed a couple of hands, and just like that, gone.
Andrew Black wins $100,000 for his 5th place finish here.
Boys, 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 it's almost a poker game.
The Tournament of Champions final table began with 10 top players.
Doesn't look good.
But 6 players have been eliminated, including the man who once dominated the leaderboard.
Yeah, I had an Andy Black blow up. Yeah, my mind just went for a moment. And I overplayed Ace King. That's all there was to it.
Now just 4 players remain, including the defending champion, Mike the Mouth Matusow.
We're back in action, boys!
Which one will take home the title and the $1 million?
That's what I'd like to know.
For Norman Chad, I'm Lon McCarron. See you next time as the Tournament of Champions rolls on.
Oh, man.
2 of poker's biggest talkers are in the throes of battle.
Can't win because I know everything.
If I did lose to you, it would be cause for quitting poker.
Leave me alone, man. I'm not even talking to you.
One seemingly wants to be your buddy.
I got big plans for you, my friend. Boy, it's gonna be sweet, too.
The other wants your fury.
All I know is I got 12 you idiots to beat.
But both want your chips.
I'm just trying to pick my spot to bust you, that's all.
Tournament of Champions reigning king Mike Matusow looks to go back-to-back.
I don't think there's anything more important than defending my title in this tournament.
Daniel Negreanu aims to dethrone the Mouth.
Basically, the game plan with Mike is just wait for him to blow up.
I'm not gonna start playing like a madman all of a sudden.
He's like a walking time bomb. Tick-tock, tick-tock.
When you least expect it.
Tonight, 2 heavyweights lead the fight for $1 million and the championship.
Yes!
Hold on to your seats, it's about to get crazy.
You got it!
Welcome to the 2006 Tournament of Champions presented by Sobe Adrenaline Rush from the Rio in Las Vegas. The elite field of 27 players is down to just 4. All have major poker victories, but only one can walk away with a prestigious Tournament of Champions title and the $1 million first prize.
Hello, everybody. I'm Lon McCarron. He's Norman Chad. History has told us to expect confrontation in this event, and the verbal sparring between Mike Matusow and Daniel Negreanu has not disappointed. But now, with just 4 players remaining, the focus will be on the man who can elevate his game above the noise.
This is an easy field to handicap, Lon. In one corner, Mike Sexton and Chris Reslak, who won't speak much. In the other corner, Mike Matusow and Daniel Negreanu, who won't shut up much. Who will be the last man talking here? Negreanu usually has the most game, and at the moment, he has the most chips.
Daniel Negreanu has been sharp so far. His reads have been dead on, resulting in his big chip lead. Mike Matusow has lacked momentum at this final table in defense of his Tournament of Champions title.
58-year-old WPT announcer Mike Sexton created the original Tournament of Champions. He's sometimes called the ambassador of poker. And there's 58-year-old Atlantic City taxi driver Chris Reslak, who is now the short stack.
The one thing we got good going for us, the old men are going to start getting more tired than us.
I'm already tired. How about you?
Well, that gives me a bigger edge over all 3 of them.
The Mouth does have an edge because they have to listen to him.
Well, a big crowd here at the Rio Poker Room being treated to some very entertaining poker at this final table. 3 pros and a taxi driver. Mike Sexton with pocket kings. He's going to raise it up to 22,000.
There were 3 ways to get into the TOC: win a circuit event, make the final table of the 05 main event, or get a sponsor exemption.
Matusow was at that 05 final table. Negranu and Reslock won circuit events, and Sexton got a sponsor exemption. Negranu with queen deuce will make the call. Sexton with the advantage going to the flop. The flop 5, 7, 6 rainbow. Sexton's kings keep Daniel in hot water. Daniel checks. Sexton will slow play the kings to the turn. It's a deuce. Daniel pairs his card. A couple of more outs there for him.
Daniel's still far behind.
But he is going to bet it. 30,000 chips.
Well, for all Daniel knows, his deuces are the best hand right now. Sexton might have just a couple of high cards.
And Sexton's right behind him with the call. River card is another 5. Sexton gets the check mark with kings up. Negranu will be first to act, and he checks it now. Mike Sexton with kings and 5s bets 50,000. That got Daniel's attention.
He's betting 50,000 into a pot of 110,000. Value betting this baby. Yeah, Daniel's thinking, what can I beat? And of course, what does he have?
You might have like kings, I guess. It's crazy.
He might.
2 kings?
That is unearthly. Daniel might be an alien.
Time and time again, we hear him call out his opponent's cards. He might have x-ray vision.
I just want to see him.
Oh, he was going to pay for the information and make the call.
How scary is this guy?
You have kings?
How scary is this, really?
Yeah, I thought that's the only hand you could have was 2 kings. At least I called it right.
Buddy, that is dabbing it there now.
I didn't have any clue what you had. How's that?
I put him on kings and still paid it off.
That was impressive, though.
That was.
Nice read.
Yeah.
I had no clue what Mike
If it was a nice read, I would have threw it away. But actually, no, it was a fine read, because that's the only hand I thought that... Never mind.
Wow.
I just paid it to see if I'm playing good, basically.
Yeah, but you said kings.
Or
If you
I'm
wouldn't have
reading
paid
good.
it, he would have showed you the
We're
game.
talking about that call at the offices all around America tomorrow.
Yeah, give me a confidence boost.
That's why the man was the player of the year.
I was just going to say that, Norman. I wish Sexton would stick to his own network. 2004 Player of the Year Daniel Negreanu is our chip leader. And with Sexton's last win, he moves a little closer to Daniel. Chris Reslock is hanging in there, but it's an uphill battle against the 3 bracelet winners. Reslock with 10-9 of clubs.
Raise it.
Going to raise it up to 25,000. The blinds are at 4 and 8,000 right now. Matusow with king 9. They go into the muck.
I think Mike's waiting for a bigger audience before he blows up.
Negranu with 6-4 of spades.
The usual little suited connectors he lives for.
He'll make the call. And king 10 for Mike Sexton in the big blind. And he makes a call. It's a 3-way pot.
I have visions of working with Mike Sexton one day. Ooh.
Queen, 10, queen. Sexton and Reslock pair their 10. Sexton has the stronger kicker. Daniel checks. He missed the flop. And Sexton checks behind him.
Reslock, an accomplished Scrabble player, turned to poker because there's more money.
All in.
And he is all in. 182,000 chips into the pot with a pair of 10s.
Well, Negranu says Reslock is a maniac in a conservative man's body. Reslock is more aggressive than he looks.
Daniel folded.
Jeez.
Sexton's confused. He knows that if Reslock had a queen in his hand for 3 queens, chances are he wouldn't bet this much. He would bet less, trying to induce a call from Sexton. So Sexton is perplexed as to why Reslock would bet this much.
I'm not calling.
Sexton's going to take a shot.
Might be a good call. I got a 10.
And Mike Sexton loves to see that. He's got the 10s with a better kicker.
Reslock reeling here. His best shot of survival would be a split pot.
I knew it was a good call, Mike. Good call.
Ace, queen, or a 10.
You see those beads around Reslock's neck? They give them to you here at the Rio. I've got a trunk load in my room along with those little shampoos.
Turn is a jack, and that's about the best card that Chris Reslock could see right now. Gives him a straight draw.
It means nothing. Were you kidding me? Now a king or an 8?
I got a straight draw now.
King with a king or an 8.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's the worst card in the deck
for him. Yeah.
Reslock had both feet in the grave. At least for the moment, he can take 1 foot out.
I got a few more outs now. I can even win the pot now. Holy mackerel.
You went from no outs to having plenty.
We'd have a split pot if there's an ace, queen, or 10.
Still like your hand better.
Reslock can win it all with a king or an 8 to make a straight. Otherwise, he is eliminated.
And it's a 4. It's a blank as far as Reslock's concerned. Chris Reslock is eliminated in 4th place. Done in by Mike Sexton. Reslock will take home $150,000. Nice showing at this Tournament of Champions.
You know, Lon, I think we're supposed to root for the announcer, aren't we?
I think you're right. With Reslock's departure, Matusow is our short stack. Daniel's still leading, but his margin is slim.
Good luck with them chips, Mike. I hope you win it. Make me look better if you do.
Mike Sexton right now has the momentum at this Tournament of Champions final table.
The 2006 World Series of Poker Tournament of Champions is presented by Soviet Adrenaline Rush, sustained energy for non-stop living, and in part by PartyPoker.net, the world's largest poker school, and Degree for Men protects men who take risks. The World Series of Poker Tournament of Champions presented by Soviet Adrenaline Rush.
Welcome back to the Rio and the Tournament of Champions. $1 million to our winner tonight. 3 players remain. Daniel Negreanu is still our chip leader, but the fireworks between Daniel and Mike DeMouth have cooled a bit as Mike Sexton has been on a roll, picking up chips and eliminating Chris Reslock.
You are a very good player, man. I'm gonna put you in my fantasy pool.
Mike Sexton is best known these days for talking about other players' successes, but his own prowess on the felt speaks volumes.
I've certainly had more than my share of success in tournament poker. I'm proud of my bracelet that I won here at the World Series of Poker. And I don't care how long you've been playing poker and how good you are. The great thing about the game is you can always get better. Most of my career, I'm a pretty conservative player.
You don't bet unless you got it, huh?
But I've watched every hand that's been played in the history of the World Poker Tour. The guys that are getting the money are the guys that are gambling more, taking chances, and being aggressive. I've adapted my style a little bit now to a more aggressive style.
I'm on it.
And I really believe I have become a much better player.
You playing so good that it scares me.
And I still consider myself a player first and a commentator second.
Before he became a World Poker Tour announcer, Sexton was in the top 10 all-time in World Series cashes. Before I became a World Series announcer, Lon, I had the largest Pez dispenser collection in Southern Maryland.
That's scary. Mike Matusow with one of the biggest mouths around the poker tour. King Deuce of Hearts calls the big blind, which is now at 10,000. 8-7 for Negranu offsuit.
Daniel loves playing small connectors, suited or otherwise.
7-3 for Sexton in the big blind.
Okay, let's go with him.
Sexton says, I've got rags, deal.
All 3 to the flop. The flop is 9-Queen-3. Sexton paired his 3. Matusow with a heart draw.
And Daniel has been flop light so far.
He checks it.
Everyone wants a free ride.
To the turn we go. And that ace hits no one. Sexton's pair of 3s is still the hand to beat. Daniel checks again, as does Mike Sexton. Matusow, though, on the heart draw, bets 20,000.
If I were Matusow, I'd bet there. Well, one non-believer, as Sexton would say, he's going to look him up.
Daniel folded. Sexton made the call. To the river. Jack of diamonds, no help. To the mouth, Sexton gets the check mark with a pair of 3s. And checks.
Sexton checks.
Mike the Mouth reaching for chips, and he's going to bluff with 60,000.
Matusow trying to steal this one away with a pot-sized bet. His second straight bluff at this pot. Sexton just with a pair of 3s. Essentially, he can only beat a bluff.
Sexton makes the call.
Nice.
You got a good hand.
And Matusow says it's all yours.
Matusow's not going to like the hand that beat him.
Sexton shows the 3s.
Wow. Wow. Oh, my head. You just got pwned real bad there. Oh, dish, dish, dish. That was dirty. Mike, that was dirty. Dish, dish, dish. Beat him in the pot with 2 3s. You got swallow. He can't swallow after that one.
This might put the mouth on half tilt.
That was pretty sick there. Wow, he had you there. Come on, give it up. He had you there. He had you pegged right there.
Yeah, he had me pegged. I didn't have anything.
Well, you didn't.
Nothing wins a lot of pots for Matusow, but he got nailed there.
Call.
A tricky announcer.
Maybe he did watch those final tables you were on.
From the TV booth, Sexton learned something about Matusow, and it paid off there. Back inside the Rio, 3 top pros still gunning for this Tournament of Champions title. Daniel Negreanu has been very comfortable throughout this final table, and he continues as our chip leader. Mike Matusow has yet to get on a real roll now in defense of his title from last year, while Mike Sexton has played some tremendous poker shorthanded.
Mike, kudos to you, bro.
Thank you.
3-7, huh?
That was the best call I've ever seen.
You got to go with your gut instincts, you know?
Oh, Mike Matusow is going to need his gut and all 5 senses working if he wants to experience the unique thrill of winning the Tournament of Champions 2 years in a row.
Wow, Matusow now with the lead. Vindication, baby!
Last year was a lot different. Coming to the TOC against a lot of the best players in the world, I was more out to prove something.
Time to go to work, boys.
I thought I played fantastic.
Matusow wins the hand on a bluff.
I really wasn't looking to give it to Phil.
I'm at war with you now.
But he kept opening himself up for it.
I never, ever give up. I guarantee you ain't getting my chips.
And catching a couple breaks.
Matusow wins it with a flush on the river.
It was just great, great poker.
Mike Matusow has outplayed them all and won the Tournament of Champions.
Even if I never win again,
yes!
I could always look back and say, well, finally I got my break. But I want to win today so bad. You don't even know.
I have only one goal in mind.
I've been thinking about this day for the last 6 months.
No pressure at all.
I know I'm going to do it. You don't understand. It's mission. It's clearness.
When I put my mind to something in poker, I actually play good.
I'm ready to do something that's never been done, and that's defend $1 million championship.
Yep.
That's what's going to happen.
Matusow often can't stand prosperity. He's been on a horrific streak the past few months. He was losing so much online, his family and friends took his computer away from home.
Daniel Negreanu with suited Queen 3.
This is wonderful.
Raise to 25.
Raised to 25,000. Mike Sexton with an offsuit Queen 3.
Not going to be easy to defend that title of yours, you know.
I see this. That was a sick call, bro. That was like the sickest call ever.
Mike the Mouse like a car horn that's stuck.
Same old, same old.
I'll probably call you in the dark, but let me look.
All right.
Sexton folded. Matusow with 10-2 suited.
In the big blind.
And he'll be in the hand, so these two will go to the flop.
Wow, that was unbelievable.
There's Mike's brother Scott and his mom Gloria.
That Sexton call really was impressive.
The flop is 10-5-8, a pair of 10s for Mike Matusow. Heart draw for Daniel.
25.
Matusow makes it 25,000 to stay in the hand.
It's all right.
Daniel says, okay. Kiss these chips goodbye. Turn 8 of hearts.
Cool, baby.
And that gives Negranu a flush on the turn. Matusow got 2 pair. And he bets 30,000.
He's like a machine. He's a machine, never stops.
Daniel just flat calls. It's as if he's setting up the mouth for the kill.
Rivers another 5, and Daniel with the flush gets the check mark. Matusow will act first.
Matusow still with 2 pair, 10s up.
Sick card that is.
30,000 more.
10.
Daniel makes the call and shows the winning flush.
A flush?
Yeah. What do you think, I play with nothing? I got a hand when I'm in there. 10. 10, what's 10 gonna get you?
Y'all are schooling me like a little kid.
It's a private school, tuition's high.
And that takes some of the wind out of the Matusow contingent in the stands.
10.
Daniel keeps needling his buddy.
I thought I had the best hand.
I understand you did.
Matusow gives up more chips and is left to contemplate the ever-steepening road to defend his title.
The World Series of Poker Tournament of Champions presented by Soviet Adrenaline Rush.
Back inside the Rio, Mike and Daniel taking a short break.
Yeah, what time are we playing tomorrow?
Yeah, what time? You know, we might just do that because it's probably better off. Play for it. We'll play for this on the golf course, right? That'd be good. 8 shots.
While poker success seems to come naturally to Daniel, his latest passion, golf, is more of a work in progress.
I'm just totally addicted to the game. It's so much fun. Oh, that was perfect. When you play poker, you're always in a casino, you don't get much exercise, you're always stuck inside. With golf, you're outside, you're still being competitive, you're competing against yourself just like you are at poker. Whoa, too much. It's a mental game, too. So it satisfies everything. Drop, baby! Oh, that's so sick! Poker, frankly, I wouldn't say that I've mastered it, because you never do, but I've got it pretty well figured out.
Oh, I got it right! Jack Queen! Nice!
This golf thing, though, there's always something.
You don't want to remember that swing.
Make sure you keep your arm over here. You follow through. Make sure your backswing's not too big. And you know, so many new things to think about.
Don't you dare go in the bunker.
You can never master it.
Drop, baby, drop one time! Oh,
You always can get better. It's a game that I feel like I'll be playing till I'm like 70 years old, God willing, if I live that long.
I'm worried about Daniel. He's recently married, and he's addicted to golf. That's not a good combination. Oh, yeah, he also gambles.
Yeah, he also gambles. Mike Matusow now with 9-8 offsuit.
Raise it. I got to raise Daniel one of these times.
A raise to 30,000.
They play for a lot of cash on the golf course. Daniel says if I win the TOC, that's golf money.
You almost had this one.
Queen, deuce of spades.
But he's a defender, believe me.
No.
And Daniel's going to stick around. Here's the flop. It is 6, deuce, 5.
That I know is him.
Indeed, Daniel got the best of that, pairing his deuce.
Matusow with a gut shot straight draw.
You just bet anyway? You don't care?
20,000 from each.
You know it's me and you still bet. Oxymoron guy.
Oxymoron guy. New nickname for the mouth.
Turn card is a jack. Does nothing to help Mike Matusow. He's reaching anyway.
Yeah, that doesn't usually stop Mike from firing.
35,000.
Still me, I mean. Still got some of it. I'm still working. Still working at something.
You know, it's as if Daniel knows what Mike's going to do before Mike does it.
River card is a blank. Negranu with the check mark with those deuces.
Well, let's see if the mouth wants to take a third stab at this pot with squadouche. He missed everything on his hand.
That protruding lower lip shows you how determined Matusow is to defend this title. And he fires again with 40,000.
It's a good value bet. It's a good value bet.
And now Daniel in the same position Mike Sexton was a while ago against the mouth. He really can only beat a bluff.
Finally played a hand good, Mike. First one today.
Well, Mike Sexton was able to read Matusow. Let's see if Daniel can read his good friend.
Sicko. This is like if you're bluffing, you're definitely, if you're bluffing, you're definitely going broke very shortly. It's like there's no way around it. If he's bluffing at that card, wow, are you going broke? In a bad way.
Daniel's figured it out. Does he want to put his money where his mouth is?
No, he folds this time.
I guess I'm going broke in a bad way.
That's what I said. You are going broke in a bad way. I had the deuce. You're a sicko. I thought that might be
the value bet bluff. The value bet bluff, baby.
Here comes the blow up. Somebody call a limo for this gentleman. He's going home very soon.
Remember, Daniel says the way you beat the mouth is to let him bluff you once, and then he'll blow up.
Well, there's the one bluff. Let's see if the rest of Daniel's prediction plays out as these three battle for $1 million.
Daniel.
Don't.
I
He's
love
gonna cry to me,
you,
Argentina.
Daniel, but I'm going to beat you.
You're so dead now.
Because I got more heart.
Problem is, you're like that guy with in the Wizard of the Oz. You got a lot of heart, but you're missing something upstairs, my friend.
Well, we all know that.
To say what they say to each other, they have to be good friends.
Mike Matusow, Jack 8, the defending champion here at the Tournament of Champions. We'll raise it to 25,000.
Daniel played snooker and pool in Toronto pool halls as a teenager. I guess it was inevitable he'd start gambling on golf.
He folds. Mike Sexton, 7-5 of diamonds from the big blind. And Mike will make the call. So Matusow and Sexton to the flop. The flop is a 7 and a couple of deuces. Sexton takes the lead by pairing his 7.
Daniel would have flopped a pair of 7s with a better kicker than Sexton.
Sexton checks. Matusow in the mood for firing, bets 25,000.
Matusow with, one of those standard, I don't care what my cards are, I've got a bigger heart than you do bets.
And Sexton reaching. He's going to raise it to 75,000 with a bigger heart, I guess.
Well, that should shut down the Matusow bluff factory.
It does, and Sexton takes the pot.
Wow, that's impressive.
The announcer's playing some pretty impressive poker.
What could you have there?
75,000.
This guy's schooling me like there's no tomorrow. You suck. This guy here, he's schooling me.
Mike Matusow starting to feel the heat, and Mike Sexton is our new chip leader.
I'm starting to get a little bit upset now.
Welcome back to the Tournament of Champions presented by Sobe Adrenaline Rush. 3 players left in the hunt for $1 million.
This is like war, boys.
A lot like
Maybe
it.
harder war than the Helmut Hoyt match.
Not supposed to be easy.
What type of analysis is that? And he calls himself a poker announcer?
Matusow, of course, referring to when he went 3-handed against Phil Hellmuth and Hoyt Corkins before winning this Tournament of Champions title last year. Matusow raises it to 30,000 with ace-9 offsuit. Daniel with suited connectors again. He makes the call. Mike Sexton, king, 9 offsuit.
In the big blind. Play it. Play it, you twangy chip leader.
He folds it.
Come on, I'm going to go onto the World Poker Tour and show you how to play.
This could be the one, Mikey. I feel you bubbling. I feel you ready.
I'm close.
Tick-tock, tick-tock.
Daniel hoping to finish off Matusow. Here's the flop, king, 9 ace. Mike Matusow hit aces up.
And Mike Sexton's kicking himself. He would have hit kings up, but he's fortunate to be out.
Daniel checks, and Mike checks behind him.
Matusow's going to sit on his aces up, hoping to get more out of Daniel later.
Great card on the turn, a 5 for Negranu. He gets both a straight and a flush draw.
That's a good semi-bluffing card for Daniel if he's in the mood.
He hasn't made a hand yet, still trails, but bets 30,000. Matusow with aces and 9s makes the call.
Just going to call? Why isn't he ramming and jamming?
And there's a queen of diamonds, and Negranu hits his flush.
Negranu has backed into a monster hand courtesy of Mike the Mouth.
And with that flush, Daniel's going to fire with 120,000.
A pot-sized bet from Daniel, and I don't know how the Mouth gets away from aces up.
I call.
He can't.
I have a flush.
Matusow absorbs that bad news pretty well.
And Mike the Mouth shows his aces up. Wow.
Oh, my golly.
Wow.
And everything going wrong for Mike Matusow.
You're not going to believe us. I had king 9. I laid down king 9 here.
I wouldn't have got there.
I put him on like king queen.
Yeah.
So that's why I flat called. I even saw the diamond draw. I said, should I raise here? I go, he can't have a diamond draw. Just unlucky. I'm trying to trap him 3-handed. What am I going to do?
No, you're really unlucky. You're really unlucky. I didn't call before the flop.
Matusow now in a very deep hole as Daniel Negreanu now retakes the chip lead, but just barely over Mike Sexton. Daniel Negreanu will start the action. Ace-6 of hearts.
I can't lay that hand down there. I don't give a crap.
How could you lay down what? How could you possibly fold? I would bet kings and queens.
25,000 to Mike Sexton. Pocket 7s. That works for him.
Oh, a lot of players would have raised in Sexton's spot.
Ace-4 for Matusow.
I'm all in.
And Mike is going to risk everything now.
Count it, count it, count it.
With a weak ace, Mike Matusow putting his tournament life on the line. 244,000 total.
It's curious. If Sexton had raised from the small blind, Matusow might have mucked. Instead, Matusow pushes all in.
I'll give it up.
Daniel does muck. The re-raise back to Sexton.
How much is it?
He just said 244. You need Vince Van Patten next to you to tell you that?
In the crowd, there's Tom Sexton here to support his brother.
I'm going to call.
And Sexton will make the call. This is the degree all-in moment. The defending champion, Mike Matusow, all in and way behind.
Matusow in deep doo-doo.
2 outs.
I had ace-6 of hearts. Good call, Mike.
Sexton's made a lot of good calls.
Nice hand, Mike.
He blew up.
Brother Scott has now upgraded Mike to full tilt here.
I almost called him too. Ace-6 of hearts.
Hit an ace. That's good.
Sexton hearing the good news that some of Matusow's outs are already taken.
He's going to knock Mike out in the pot. Mike goes home. He's got him covered.
Mike the Mouth left to mull over the fact that he went all in with that ace-4.
Here's the flop now. Jack, King 3. That is no help to Mike Matusow.
Mike the Mouth trying to defend his Tournament of Champions title. Mike the announcer has had his number.
I ain't moved in one time.
Looked like the right time.
Matusow has played very conservatively throughout this Tournament of Champions. Maybe bemoaning that fact, a 4 of clubs, now a pair of 4s for Mike, but he needs more help.
He would have beat me.
Yeah. That's right.
Daniel trying to make small talk with the announcer who doesn't talk.
Donk those chips off. Donk his chips off.
One Matusow believes the other one blew up.
This Matusow needs help on the river. Come on!
Matusow needs an ace or a 4.
And now the river card. It is a 6. And that will end it for the mouth. Mike Sexton earns the degree check mark, eliminating Mike Matusow, the defending champion. Scott Matusow, not so kind to his brother.
You got tired. Everybody's tired.
Yeah.
Mike the Mouth, close to going back-to-back, but a couple of missteps turn into his final steps.
And the Mouth goes out in 3rd place. And Mike Sexton has regained the chip lead for the moment.
All right, well, this will be fun.
Daniel Negreanu is right on his heels as the Mouth heads for the rail.
I wanted to defend so bad, you know. It's kind of weird. My body, my brain started acting funny, and I started not feeling so good, and I just kind of like got out of my rhythm. I was really in a great zone all day. This sucks. It sucks because I screwed up.
The Degree All-In Moment is brought to you by Degree for Men. Protects men who take risks.
Back inside the Rio, we're heads up now for the Tournament of Champions title. Mike Sexton versus Daniel Negreanu. Both players have a wealth of experience. Both World Series bracelet winners. Only one will collect $1 million and the title.
I'm not an easy mark. I don't give much away, and I'm pretty tough to beat.
This guy here, he's schooling me.
I feel like I'm one of the top players, if not the top player.
You have kings?
How scary is this guy?
I have a good chance to win.
I feel comfortable. I'm going to be trying my hardest, my absolute best.
I got a hand when I'm in there.
It'd be the most money that I'd won in a poker tournament, and this would be a great feather in the cap.
To win here against some tough competition, that's another win for the books.
Ooh, baby.
This win is huge.
Sexton won a bracelet in 1989 for stud high-low. He was 12th in the main event in 2000, has made 18 World Series final tables.
Ready?
These guys look like they're getting ready for tomorrow's golf game.
We'll be aching so bad tomorrow, won't be able to play.
I won't be able to play nothing.
All right, so from an elite field of 27 players, we are down to our final 2 with almost even stacks and a lot of money on the line.
Sexton's donating half of his TOC winnings to 5 charities.
Sexton limps in. Negranu with 9-7 offsuit checks his option.
I believe Daniel's donating his TOC winnings to Sexton, Doyle Brunson, and Eric Lindgren on the golf course.
He's getting better now. Here's the flop. 9, 6, 7. Negranu hits 2 pair. Mike Sexton gets 1 pair and a straight draw. Daniel bets 20,000. Sexton makes the call.
Worth it for Mike with bottom pair and that gut shot.
Turn card is a 4. No help to Mike Sexton, who still trails. Daniel checks.
I don't know why Daniel slowed down there.
Sexton checks behind him. To the river we go. Another 6 gives Sexton the best hand with trip 6s.
What a river card for Mike Sexton. Daniel checks.
Sexton will bet.
That's cold-blooded there.
90,000.
That's a cold-blooded card is what that is.
Remember, Daniel with top 2 pair in his hand.
Wow. Don't see how I can throw it away, but just know you got like 6-3 or something.
As usual, Daniel's radar is in working condition.
Brother.
He'll pay to see it.
6-10.
That's about right.
And Sexton will take the pot. Daniel shows Sexton the 2 pair. And that's good news for Tom Sexton and the rest of the cheering section.
That's the way you're supposed to get river cards.
Had a big hand there.
Mike Sexton has 5 top 25 finishes at the World Series main event, and he's made an early statement here, heads up. The trophy and the money looming nearby. Sexton with 8-7 of clubs.
Sexton went to Ohio State on a gymnastics scholarship. Tells people he majored in cards because he played poker or bridge every day.
He raised it to 50,000. Negranu with unsuited connectors makes the call. And Sexton will have the advantage going to the flop. The flop, Jack 4-8. Mike Sexton pairs his 8 and puts Daniel in a deeper hole.
Negranu does pick up a gut shot straight draw. He checks.
Sexton bet 60,000 with his pair of eights. Is that enough to buy it?
It should be. Daniel doesn't have a whole lot to hang his hat on in that flop. Just a gut shot.
No, Daniel's not going anywhere, though. Daniel makes the call.
He's looking to get lucky or looking to make a play later in the hand.
Turn is a 10 of clubs. Sexton gets a little stronger. He picks up flush and straight draws to go with his pair of eights.
And that's a decent card for Daniel. He now has a double belly buster straight draw.
And he's going to bet at 120,000.
Yeah, Negranu's going to lead out and pretend he's strong.
Now Sexton with another difficult decision. Or is it? He comes right back with 120,000.
And again, we see Sexton with the right instinct.
River is another 10. Sexton gets the check mark finally with 8s and 10s.
But Daniel's maneuvering.
Sexton with a wary eye on his opponent. And Daniel goes with 250,000 chips on the bluff.
Well, on the flop, Daniel had called to bluff. And then indeed he bluffed on the turn, and he's going to bluff again on the river.
Well, he postured when the 10 hit the turn, and then he goes with 250,000 with a 10 at the river.
I think this is an easy call, as I've pointed out before, because Sexton is an announcer. He can see the other players' hole
Baby
cards.
doll.
They go into the muck.
Baby doll.
Daniel wins it.
I don't normally do this, but something's got to change, and I got to bluff one time.
It showed the bluff.
He doesn't usually show a bluff. He's not trying to show up Sexton. He's just trying to set him up for later. Plant a seed in his head.
Thanks.
Daniel forced Sexton out of the hand.
Change the tide somehow.
That was a good bet.
Great play by Daniel Negreanu.
I didn't have much, but I did think I had you beat.
Really? I thought I was just trying to represent the 10. The 9-10, the 10 queen, something like that.
Whatever he was trying to represent, it worked very well for Daniel Negreanu.
He just won't die. He's just trying to hold on. No, my old age will give in here.
That's the plan.
All right.
Sexton is 58, Negranu 32.
Sexton still has the chip lead.
Survival plan.
Pocket nines for Mike Sexton. Negranu with ace, jack of clubs.
Daniel says you want to get into someone's head, understand how they approach the game, and then you play their tendencies.
Sexton limped in. Negranu raised it to 50,000, and Mike Sexton re-raises.
Well, Sexton is tired but aggressive.
So 125?
Mike re-raised 125.
And Daniel's going to go right along with him.
I'll even check in the dark. Just for you.
That's nice. It's a big pot already.
Daniel pulling a lot of tricks out of his bag. Sexton with the slight lead with his pocket nines. The flop, 3, jack 6. Negranu pairs his jack to take a commanding lead.
Remember, he'd already checked. Sexton, historically a conservative player, but watching young Turks, he's not as conservative anymore.
They both check to the turn. It's a 10, no improvement to Mike Sexton's hand. Negranu still leads. Fires with 100,000 with his pair of jacks.
Yeah, top pair, top kicker. Daniel likes it.
And Mike Sexton makes the call. Sexton not believing whatever Daniel's representing at this point. And they'll go to the river. It's a 7. Negranu now with the check mark.
7 of hearts.
And no hesitation from Daniel.
It's 200,000 to Sexton.
This is where Daniel's bluff earlier comes into play. He's now betting 200,000 into a $500,000 chip pot. It looks like a value bet.
Like a dime for a minute, call this.
And Sexton's trying to figure out if it's a value bet or if it's a value bet bluff.
Boy, Mike Sexton has really been tested today.
He's been put in a tough position many times, has usually made the right decision.
All right, I call.
But a misstep for Sexton. He makes the call and will lose to Negranu.
Daniel shows ace-jack. Or a pair of jacks with an ace kicker.
Daniel outthunk Mike on that one. Daniel's got a lot of gears, and he just kicked it into 5th.
It's a tough battle, but I knew it would be.
Yeah.
Two great poker minds trying to outmaneuver each other. Negranu back in the lead.
The 2006 World Series of Poker Tournament of Champions is presented by Soviet Adrenaline Rush, sustained energy for non-stop living, and in part by PartyPoker.net, the world's largest poker school. And Degree for Men protects men who take risks.
Back inside the Rio, Daniel Negreanu in good shape to add this illustrious title to his already impressive poker resume. Has a pretty good-sized lead over Mike Sexton now at this Tournament of Champions. Negranu with Queen, Jack of Diamonds.
You know, if Daniel ever wants to become an announcer, Lon, I've got a feeling I'm out of a job.
I'll back you up.
I'm a dead man.
Negranu raised it to 56,000. Sexton with King, Queen will raise it to 215,000.
For the record, Sexton says the World Series announcers are, quote, phenomenal.
We appreciate that. From Mike?
How could you throw one away?
Sexton noting that Daniel calls will see a lot of flops.
And Daniel will make the call, but Sexton will have him dominated as they go to the flop.
Got a little pot brewing.
Well, looks like we could all be going to bed soon.
Two pretty good hands in heads up.
The flop is 4, King, 8. Sexton keeps his advantage, pairing the king.
Daniel picks up a diamond draw.
Sexton is going to come out with 255,000. And Daniel separating some chips from his stack.
Raise.
And a raise of 255 more.
And we see a lot of big raises on only a draw when it gets the heads up. You hope to take the hand down right now, or you might get lucky down the road and still win.
Wow. I'm all in.
Sexton moves all in.
Let's gamble.
Negranu makes the call. What a hand we've got.
Yeah,
You got diamond draw?
Yeah. You got a king?
I tell you, they can see each other's
Okie
cards.
dokie. You have ace king or something?
King, queen against queen, jack.
Well, you might win it.
Sexton needs to win it. He's all in.
Boy.
Daniel knows he's the one in trouble, though.
Sexton all in, but he's not getting up now.
Diamond corner pocket. Diamond corner pocket. Or a 10. Make it exciting. Man, if I lose this pot, I'm in big trouble. Big trouble.
The turn card is a 7 of clubs. Daniel is still in big trouble.
Sexton is still in the lead with the
Sexton 1 card away from doubling up, and he can almost taste the chip lead.
Brutal.
And Daniel, a bit tired, decides he can't stand up for the rest of this hand. Sexton still at risk here. Negranu needs a diamond, and a diamond only to knock out Mike Sexton and take home the TOC title.
River is a club, and Sexton wins this key hand. He survives as all in and doubles up through Negranu.
That's a big blow to Kid Poker.
What a win for Mike Sexton, who is now the overwhelming chip leader.
Back to the drawing board.
All right. Welcome back, Chips.
Back to the drawing board.
Daniel's drawing board is pretty small right now.
And with that double up, Mike Sexton now is the leader by 1.2 million chips. And Sexton with pocket aces. And he will limp in. Queen, Jack of hearts for Negranu.
Daniel with a good hand, too, and at a bad time.
And he'll raise it up. 64,000 total. It would cost Sexton 40,000 more to make the call. But he's going to do more than that. A re-raise to 220,000.
I don't know if Daniel is pained by the raise or just exhausted.
Tom Sexton watching his brother play these pocket aces.
Well, every step Daniel makes now is crucial because of his dwindling chip stack.
Daniel makes the call, cost him 180,000. Sexton with a big lead with those 2 aces going to the flop. The flop is 8-4-10, no hearts. Daniel did get a straight draw.
I'm all in.
And moves all in on the draw.
Wow.
He is all in.
I call.
Sexton calls.
You got it? You got a big pair? I need a 9.
And this could be it.
Got my queen jack again.
Daniel sort of channeling Mike Matusow a bit here. That previous hand, I could see him calling the all-in on a diamond draw.
Cold decks came your way, brother. Every cold deck.
But going all in here on just a gut shot straight draw, plus Sexton had come
Any
over the
nine.
top of him before the flop.
Or an ace in the turn would be good. Then a king helps. A jack. A lot of cards. 9 would be best, though. 9 of hearts? That's a good one. Yeah, I think a 9 might come. I'm gonna sit back down.
Daniel's tired of talking, and he's covered all his bases.
2 across.
Team Sexton looking for low cards on the turn.
Come on. Play ball.
Mike Sexton on the verge of a title.
Okay, here comes our turn.
And now the turn card. Oh, it's an ace.
Yes.
That's not as good as they might think.
King or a 9. They like that card. That was a good one for me.
Yeah, Daniel re-energized.
Here comes the king now.
Daniel's
They
got
like
a
the
double
ace.
belly buster straight draw.
I heard a lot of screaming for the ace. Put a king out there. King or a 9. That would be sick if a king comes. Oh, that one.
Negranu talked himself out, discussing the outs. He's going to need a king or a 9, or Mike Sexton is the Tournament of Champions winner.
And now the river card. It's an 8.
Whoa.
Sexton has done it.
Congratulations, man.
Mike Sexton is the 2006 Tournament of Champions winner.
Sexton started the final table 7th in chips. Now he ends up with all the chips.
Thanks, man.
He made some great reads on a very tough table. Negranu had control of this final table most of the
Coolers
way,
went his
but
way.
could not rein in Mike Sexton, and will finish in second.
Too many coolers. Can't handle that.
And how sweet it is for Mike Sexton. He created the original Tournament of Champions, now comes back to win the new version of it.
You deserve this.
And what a way to wrap it up. Congratulations to Mike Sexton, the winner of the 2006 Tournament of Champions. For Norman Chad, I'm Lon McCarran. We'll see you next time from the World Series of Poker.